Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh, where we answer the question about real estate, either from GTA, Golden Horseshoe, or Southwestern Ontario. One of the questions today was actually asked by John McDonald, who is in north of Barrie. He put up a question. He said, there's always a reason to buy a land, to buy a cottage or home, and he's looking to buy a big land. What are the most critical things, in your opinion, Jimmy, in order to buying a land to have a home or cottage on there? Okay.
The first thing John has to know is the financing. You can't finance a vacant piece of land. First thing. If you go to private lender, they might need 50% down, but the interest would be very high.
Okay.
Right, that is the first thing. Second thing the banks look is year-round accessibility.
Okay.
So when there's a lot of snow in up north, certain roads are closed. So you can buy a piece of land, but you can only use in summers as a cottage, and banks won't finance that one. So that is something you have to understand.
So basically financing comes first, yeah?
100%. And second thing, when you're looking to make a cottage or a house on it, some banks like RBC, they have mortgages which we call draw mortgages.
Okay.
So every stage they give you certain draw.
Right.
But the appraisal has to come check it out.
Okay.
So let's say initially when you're making foundation or footing, that money you have to come up from your pocket and finish it. And then call your bank, they'll send appraisal to see what it is. And then you can start making structure. And when structure is done, they can give you 1/3 of the money. And then so forth, when you finish electrical, plumbing or roofing, at every step they do it. We call it draw mortgages.
Okay.
So talk to your bank first and figure out how much money you need from your pocket to buy a vacant land.
Okay.
Second thing is zoning. So before you buy anything, go to municipality level or get a good agent or lawyer to do the research for you to make sure nothing is let's say you want to make a big cottage, 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
If the land allows you certain coverage area or building height, that you should be aware of. Right? Let's say there's certain trees and you have to clear those trees to see lake.
Yeah.
And you're imagining my master bedroom would be like that, but you can't cut the trees. And the city certainly says you can't go this, you have to just make it at the same level. Then it defeats all the purpose.
Okay.
So height is very important.
So it's not that I bought a land, I can do anything.
You can't make a Taj Mahal, right? For your wife. Right?
Yeah.
And third tip is services. So you have to understand, what services I can get from the city.
Okay.
Like gas, hydro, water, sewer, internet. These things are very critical because sometimes in north area, internet might not be the fast internet. It might be expensive.
Yeah.
So talk about all these costs, and to dig wells and septic, you need a soil sample taken.
Okay.
And the wells typically can cost between $8,000 to $15,000.
Wow.
And septics can cost $15,000 to $30,000. So those are all, hard costs.
So one must know these and actually understand that these are the additional costs could be there.
Correct. And the other thing you have to understand is, especially when you're buying a land which has access to Ontario highways, or let's say then you have to go to Ministry of Transportation on Ontario highways so to get a permit for your driveway accessibility. Because if it's a fast driveway and there's all trees, nobody can see, you're hidden. Right, sometimes you drive, they said be careful, there's a hidden driveway, there's signs there sometimes on the highways, right? But sometimes they won't issue the permit. So you're kind of landlocked, you're stuck, you can't go anywhere, so you have to get a helicopter or a helipad to
You probably never heard this one.
Yeah. And the fourth point is the water table. How high is the water? If there's a frozen pond or stream nearby, how does it impact your land? Right? So you might have to raise. You have to maybe get extra dirt to raise your house level to make on top of that. Or maybe you can just put a slab and start a house because it can be wet basement.
Okay.
So that is something. And sixth point is the neighbors. So you have to know who your neighbors are. Are they farmland close by, or is there any quarry? Is there any windmills? Is there any hunting grounds? Those can all impact the quality of your life. So let's say if it's a hunting ground,
wow,
and during that season they're hunting for moose and shooting in the middle of the night, And you said, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, you're like, what is this?
What the heck is going on, right? You call the 911 and they say, sorry, sir, it is a hunting ground and they have the permit to do that.
Oh my God, is that possible? They run through your property
Yeah,
shooting
if
for
I have a
moose?
50-acre land, moose can come to my land. It's God's country.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody
yeah,
can stop
yeah.
until you put electric bar fence or something like that.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
And some farmers, obviously, they have to spray pesticide and fertilizers, and they might have horses. You can have smell, and those kind of impact your health.
Wow, okay.
Right? And sometimes, if you live off grid, there's no amenities and stuff like that. You might not catch proper sunlight. So you're thinking of putting solar panels, but it's so dense you can't even catch sun, and there's no amenities. So when you buy land, you have to figure it out. How am I gonna, get all these amenities, and how much it's gonna cost me?
Yeah, we still are a social animal. We have to stay connected, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then 7th point, the major is Conservation Authority and Ministry of Natural Resources. So let's say we're buying close to GTA, we go from Hamilton all the way, there's Niagara escarpment, right? So you have to understand that we can apply permit to the city, but at the end of the day, Conservation Authority or Ministry of Natural Resources is the one who has the big say.
Mm-hmm.
They can issue the permit, but the other person can deny it.
Okay.
And it's a long, if you want to go legal process, it's very costly.
Okay.
Right, it can take a lot of time. So you might thinking I'm going to build in 2 years. It might drag you for 10 years. So you be ready, So get a planner. Planner is cheaper than architect. So or hire those people who have connection with the city. Planner probably get paid like $120, $130 an hour versus a proper architect. So get somebody local who know what they're doing. Hire an agent who has experience with that, because all these regulations are to protect soil erosion, and then flood water protection and tree preservation, especially close to green belt.
Okay.
And then last, get a survey from the person who's selling you the land.
Okay.
So that way you know your property line and you can figure it out. There's nothing that can devalue your house. There's no
future.
old mines. You go to Sudbury and that area, there's a lot of mines.
Right.
There might be soil might be contaminated, right?
Okay.
And there might be old garbage dump. So you need to know all these things before you fall in love with the piece of land and think to make a house. So hire somebody, and we've been helping our clients for last 50 years acquire farms and vacant lands, and we have team of lawyers and accountants who know what they're doing. And last thing you have to understand, a piece of vacant land you have to pay HST on that. So when I buy a house, resale house, there's no HST. So if you buy 100,000 worth of land, there's 13% HST on it. And then obviously if you buy $1 million, there's like 130,000 HST.
Yeah.
Obviously you can have your corporation, there's way to get some of it back, but talk to accountant who has experience with that.
Wow. John, I'm sure you came across the basic financials and the city permits and the basic amenities, but there are certain things that you might not have heard it. I love the question. I think that was out of the norm, and I enjoyed understanding and learning from expertise from Jimmy, who provided very in-depth information, and we always suggest to speak to one of the professionals that actually can help you, who have gone through all these steps, so they have in mind what is beneficial for you as their client. So thank you for watching. Keep watching Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh. Like it, subscribe it, and share this video so other people can benefit from it. Awesome.